Let the history show that you are some of the first allowed to get tired.
Come on.
Out there,
come on. Come on.
Did they leave the plantations when they got tired?
Come on.
Could they stop picking cotton when they got tired?
Come on.
So how the hell we gonna get tired? We don't want scholarship programs. We don't want scholarship programs. We want the same thing we don't give everybody else. Land and cash, land and cash, land and cash, land and cash, land and cash. When the European so-called Jews came out of the Holocaust on one day, they had reparations the next day. Came out of the Holocaust on one day, they had reparations the next day. I've done my history about the Jews. Well, I've done my history about our people. And I realize it seems that our people are connected to the original people. So I want to say something. I want you to hear me clearly. America did not just enslave some regular black people. America enslaved the children of God. America enslaved the children of God. America is not just some regular black people reparations. America owes the children of God. So join me right now, fellas. Reparations now.
Reparations now. Reparations now. Reparations now. Reparations now.
I think I'm a Toastmaster. So, how will reparations get paid? Will it break the bank? Will America go into a recession?
Oh my goodness.
Will the economy balloon? You know the stuff that they say when they're trying to tell us why they can't give us reparations. Brother Child Hawkins, he's going to come up there and deconstruct that lie. Break that myth down so that we'll know when we have this discourse without a detractor that no longer will you be able to make that same line of argument, because we know that the United States of America is a monetary sovereign that can print as much money as she wants. And as long as there's something to buy, there's something to spend it on. There's money to spend it on that.
Let's go, Ty. Let's go. Let's go.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming. I know it's hot out here. I know it's a little bit difficult to stand out of this heat. But you're all here because you know we are freedmen. You're all here because you know that reparations is not a handout. Anybody that says that is saying that to deflect and not to take accountability for what has been done to us for 401 years.
Exactly.
250 years of unpaid labor. 250 years of rape, breeding us like animals, and atrocities. This is what we're here to talk about. When they talk about critical race theory, and they say, oh, it is not concrete. Well, last time I checked, you just made Juneteenth a federal holiday. Now, granted, now that means anybody, even the people who are guilty of the atrocity against us, get a paid day off. Also recognize they just acknowledge their guilt. They just acknowledge that July 4th was not the real independence day in this country because we were all not independent. June 19th, 1865 is the true emancipation and independence day of this country. When they come to you and they give you the argument, oh, well, nobody here was ever a slave. I'm like, nobody here ever been slaves. I'm like, I met my great-grandparents. They were born as infant slaves, although I met slaves. But this is not just about slavery. It is about slavery. It is about Jim Crow. 103 years of slavery 2.0. Jim Crow. It was about the black code. When we were emancipated, we weren't emancipated into freedom. We were emancipated into homelessness, into poverty, into racial terrorism sanctioned by the United States government.
That's right.
We were freed into convict leasing. We were freed into, and I'm going to say this again, we were freed into them stealing every asset that we ever had. We are the only citizens in this country that was bombed by government officials, not just once in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but recently in 1988. I'm going to say it again. 1988 in Philadelphia, an organization called MOVE.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't even get the children's bones back after they killed them. They kept them for studying, they kept them in museums. The man, Wilson Good, who ordered that bombing, he was skinfolk, not kinfolk. He was never brought up. The prosecutor, the man who was the DA who was supposed to charge him with that atrocity, became mayor and said, and then eventually became governor. This is what we are fighting in America. People say that, hey, Barack Obama, with your reparations. I wasn't aware that a person who didn't even identify as ethnicity and higher identity was reparations.
Come on.
Like Brother was trying to say, take a goddamn bus. Is that reparations? If you give us free bus passes, we whites have not been able to educate themselves out of poverty, but they expect us to do it. This is what you call deflection. This is what you call lack of accountability. And when they say, "Oh, you just want a free check," I'm like, "Hey, we don't want a free check. We want what's owed to us." You got free land in the Homestead Act of 1850. Exactly. 160 acres. You just got off the boat from goddamn Ireland when you were here already. 40 acres in a mule from special field order from General Sherman, special field order 15. President Lincoln was assassinated and Andrew Jackson killed him. Full stop. We fought for everything we got. Nobody freed us. They were losing the war against the Confederacy until the Union, on the recommendation of Frederick Douglass, our very first lobbyist, by the way, and our most effective, recommended embracing us as soldiers. They were terrified of putting guns in the hands of the most fierce warriors of the planet, but they had no choice. And when the Massachusetts 54th was formed, they had so many victories, they did not know what to do. They had to form other Union brigades. And because of that, we won our own freedom in the Civil War. The first emancipated slaves were put in concentration and labor camps. The Peach Bowl, look it up. Everybody here has Google on a smartphone. Look up the Peach Bowl. And then they come to us and say, well, even if we owe you reparations now, it's not physically possible. We can't do it. It would break the nation. Oh, my favorite one. My taxes are not paying for anything. You're not paying my tax dollars. First off, you don't have any damn say where your tax dollars go.
Go ahead, fix it, Tom.
None of us will pay taxes.
Fix it. Fix it.
So you can STF you on that one right now. Yeah, I said it. Secondly, and most importantly, reparations would not come from tax dollars. Taxes and treasury are two different things.
Come on.
The United States of America is a country that has what's called monetary sovereignty. That falls under two things that they can do with it. One, they can designate whatever it's going to be, dollar, coin, digital, or anything.
Right.
Second, they have the exclusive right of issuance and the exclusive right to retire that currency any way they want. Now, that reparation was paid directly from the treasury of the United States of America. Even more so, 90% of the money that you see, the coin money, the cash money, 90% of the currency that is used in the United States for daily transactions by the Federal Reserve is not monetary cash or monetary currency. It is digital. You don't even see 90% of the currency that's in this country. Yep. Which means they can negotiate their own terms, they can negotiate how much inflation they're going to have and how much inflation they're not going to have because they print their own sovereign currency.
Fix it. Fix it.
Now, for a sample, look at the European Union. None of the countries in the European Union have monetary sovereignty because they succeeded to the Union. So the Union must all talk and negotiate how much of the sovereignty is going to be put out, how much of it can be issued, how much of it can be retired, and that's how it works. The UK can't give out reparations on their own. They have to first go to the European Union. That's what Brexit is all about having control over their own country's monetary sovereignty. Nothing more. It's not about damn trade agreements or anything else they say. They lost monetary sovereignty and they don't want that. Japan and Australia have monetary sovereignty. China sure as hell has monetary sovereignty. And that's what we're talking about. The debt, as it is calculated right now, is not what we're asking for. Not between 16 and 20 trillion dollars. The debt is closer to 40 to 80 trillion dollars. That's what the data says. We don't do conspiracy theories. We don't come out here and just put out false or misleading information. We are anchored in data. We value our research, and we will bet anything that you claim is data. And if it's not, we will call you out and we'll discredit you to your face.
Right.
The United States of America could pay all that money today and it really not affect their dollar bill. But the program is not asking for it all to be paid at once. They're lying when they say that. It has to be multi-generational. You can easily pay out $6 figures a year to every family or individual, if you're not a family with head of your household, okay, for reparations every year, multi-generationally. Reparations is also protected class citizenship, the type that was promised to us when the Freedmen's Bureau was formed in 1865 with the Freedmen's Act.
Right.
It's about returning our stolen wealth from it, as was promised. I'm not going to say that. That one might be too inflammatory. But when the Freedmen's Bank was formed, okay, I'm not going to be too inflammatory. We have our political allies up here. I'm going to be diplomatic today. They actually stole all of our funds from the Freedmen's Bank. They had a white director who gave ridiculous loans that people would never pay back, ridiculous grants, and all the money was given out. Frederick Douglass put $15,000 of his own money in that bank in 1877. In today's money, that's a little over $2 million. They tried to save the bank. Didn't work. He couldn't save it. It was gone. Now, some of us actually did the calculations, and we're not even financiers or economists. If you look at what goes on, okay, with the FDIC model, when you look at interest, when you look at penalties and inflation for the money they stole from 1877 till now, for that alone, they owe us $8 trillion.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about reparations for slavery, Jim Crow, extrajudicial police killing, racial terrorism, redlining, lynching. The list goes on. This is what we're talking about. So when they say, do you pay reparations? We can't. We're going to say, yes, you can. Say it with me.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. It can be done tomorrow with the stroke of a pen. We don't have to wait for HR 40.
That's right.
The President of the United States can sign an executive order right now that establishes a commission.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
To study slavery, and it must end in 18 months with recommendations that he must take action on. He doesn't need Congress or the Senate to do that. Jim Crow, Joe, doesn't need to do that. But you're going to go ahead and pass within 48 hours a Juneteenth bill. We've been celebrating the holiday for, what is it now, 156 years in 30 states.
Already doing that.
We're already doing that. All you did was give white people the ability to celebrate it too and get paid for it. That's all you're doing. You're empowering the people that committed the atrocity to also benefit from it. You can also include that in any package, any negotiated policy for reparations. You could have done that. That's right. But you did not do that. So we're celebrating it, we're going to take it, but we're going to take it as what it is, an admission of guilt and culpability.
That's right.
We don't have to talk about CRT anymore. We have all the proof we need now. When Joe Biden signed that bill and Jim Clyburn stood around the sun and nothing was spiritual like he always does. This is what happened. So this is what we're doing moving forward. We want our reparations and we want it now. We're not asking anymore. We're telling you. We don't work for you. We voted you in. You work for us,
That's
you
right.
jackasses.
That's right.
And if you're not willing to fight for your people, because currently we're the only people in the government of the United States of America that has no political representation.
Freedmen's political choir.
We're going to take out the political trash now.
Yeah.
We're going to pull up to the polls in 2022.
Yeah.
We're going to vote them all out in 2022.
Come on.
If you're not with us, you're against us. You're either a black American descendant of chattel slavery. You're either a U.S. freedman or you are not. And if you are not, you're out of the tribe and you're not coming back. Ask Omarosa how that's working out for her. Ask Casey Dad
There you
how
go.
that's working out.
Come on, Ty.
There you go.
Come on, Ty.
We need people who we can trust who will fight for us in government. Tamara Johnson Seeley here.
Yeah.
Fighting for reparations with the bill in this state. Other than Khadijah, the county commissioner, Khadijah Robb, who the hell else do you see out here but her and Tamara Johnson Seeley?
Right.
Who the hell out here do you see fighting and talking in hot weather, wearing suits, okay? Still representing our flag. But us out here. If we are not fighting for ourselves, no one will fight for us.
Right.
I don't want allies. I want co-conspirators.
Yeah.
If you want to stand by like, oh, we agree with them, like, really? Are you out there in the front line? Are you writing your congressman? Are you telling your PAC we're not going to give them money unless we give reparations? Then you're just out here for a soundbite. Stop. And this is what we're talking about. We are the United States freedmen, emancipated Negro. Emancipated Negro federal ethnicity, one of only two that is on the books outside of Native Americans. Do not believe me. We're anchored in data. Look it up.
Come on, Ty.
And this is what we are talking about. If you are not fighting for reparations, I got bad news for you. The original data said we were slated to be completely wealthy in 2053. I got bad news for everybody. We don't have to wait that long anymore. Thanks to the pandemic, the new data is starting to come out, and it's even more grim than we thought it was going to be. The new data says we have until 2030 before it's irreversible. 8 more years, and we are done. Nothing you can do then will bring us back. We make up 30% of the country, but we make up 40% of homelessness and 52% of homeless families, and more than 60% of homeless veterans. These are numbers they will not talk to you about. These are the numbers they will not tell you about. And these are the numbers that we need to hear and we need to talk about. Nothing but this and other than this is going to fix this and is going to get us free. They talk about we're free. I'm like, what country are you in?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a country where if I'm an Asian, I can point at a black person and say, hey, that person did something to me, and now I'm going to jail for a hate crime. But we have laws on the books like the Ku Klux Klan law, which nobody enforces. It ended Reconstruction and the Compromise of 1877 for no other reason so that the Republicans get a president and Democrat governors and Democrat states can institute Jim Crow in any way, shape, and form they please. He pulled out the union troops and it was game over for us. That's what happened. We are coming for our wealth. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said we are coming for our check. And you're goddamn right. We're coming for our check. And if you don't like it, that's too bad for you. I don't give a damn about your thoughts. I don't give a damn about your prejudice, and I sure as hell don't care about your feelings. We are coming for our check. Reparations now.
Reparations now.
Well, that does it. I didn't take the Toastmasters class. Get my speak on. So we're going to invite our sister Tamara. She has an important announcement, and we have to make sure that we get behind our sister. And then we're going to wrap this thing up because we are beyond our time, and we have a bunch of stuff going on in the background. I guess things like Negroes doing the reparations rally. Y'all go ahead and just build. We don't care about that. But soon, this whole country gonna know
That's right.
that the freedmen are
There you
here,
go.
and that we're fighting,
That's right.
and that we're gonna win,
Us.
and that we're gonna give reparations, and that we will be a political powerhouse. I'll speak a little bit to that before we get up out of here. That's-
Tomorrow.
Hey, I am only going to be 1 minute because I know we're a little bit past the top of the hour. We'll be starting to be here until 1 o'clock. But I am Tamara Johnson. She y'all finished slavery,
Jim Crow, Black Code, convict leasing,
no New Deal,
no GI Bill, redlining, war on drugs, Mass incarceration.
Now, do you really want reparations?
Yeah.
Do you really want reparations?
Yeah.
Yes. Then my name is Tamara Johnson Sheely. I am your candidate for the United States
There you
Senate
go.
right here in the great state
Right.
of Georgia. Reparations is on my agenda. We need a federal agency to house our redress. My goal is to create the reparations administration, y'all. Come on. May 24th, 2022 is the primary election day right here in Georgia. And we are not, and I repeat, we are not sending Reverend Senator Raphael Warnock.
No,
back
no.
to Washington.
No, no.
He has no plans for reparations.
That's right.
And he's too scared and too bald to fight for.
Right.
Again, I am Tamara Johnson Sheely, your candidate for the United States Senate. Thank you,
There you
guys.
go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
All right, fans. I like that.
Let's
Yeah. I like that.
All right, so we wrapping this thing up, family. I'm not going to be long at all. I'm just going to speak to one of the strategies that we're pushing with the United Sons and Daughters of Freedmen
There you go.
and our political group,
There you go.
Be the Power. About 44% of our people live outside of the southern states, where our ancestors were enslaved. We believe that if we could bring about a reverse migration and bring half of that number back, 22% of our people back into non-specific states, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. You see what happened with Georgia flipping blue, right? No one expected Georgia to flip blue, but that's because so many people live in the state of Georgia now from New York and other states from up north. So one of the strategies that we are pushing for right now is to have our people come back to the South en masse and start taking over the states. This would give us control of the governor, the governorship, the state senate, the state house. Gerrymandering wouldn't be an issue anymore because we would be the legislators writing all the law. So we want to put that on everybody's minds before y'all leave out here. To talk to your people in the north. And for those of you who are from the north, like our people from Chicago, to think about moving back down to the south so that we can start taking over states and having political representation. 30 years from now, Asian Americans will surpass us in number. 30 years from now, Hispanics will double our number. Double them. If it's hard for us to get anything passed now, what do you think will happen 30 years from now? We are the minority. So I just wanted to put that out there. I want to thank each and every last one of you coming out, sacrificing, getting down here in this Georgia sun. Hearing it, think about what our ancestors went through, for hours on end. This ain't nothing for us. We built from this, and we are built for this.
That's right.
If support our sister Tamara Johnson Sheely's campaign. What's your website? Tamara for Georgia. Support our campaign as we try to build our nonprofit.
Oh my God,
go to our website, usadof.org, and follow our YouTube channel, Be the Power. Peace and reparations, man.
Peace and reparations.
Oh. Hey, my bad. My phone again. My bad. Amen.
You got my whole, hi y'all, my whole Facebook, my whole StreamYard can hear you. Sorry, family. Listen, I had to jump on the live to show y'all what was going down with the Freedmen's Reparations rally. I'm in the shower and getting out. I thought Jason was up in this piece. Okay. Forgive me for cussing out my child, but she loves to do this nonsense where she scares me half to death. I didn't realize my mic. Well, I thought she was asleep, so I really didn't mute the mic. I just kind of let it run while I was in the back listening on my Droid. So y'all can't see me right now because I'm indisposed. But sorry about the mic being hot and y'all hearing me go all the way off on her for scaring me half to death. And she's still laughing, and it's really ridiculous. And guess what? I cannot wait until she gives birth to herself. All this scary shit busting in and sneaking in and creeping and crawling all through the condo. It really is unnerving, and I can't wait. Like my mama told me when I was praying for a boy. Oh no, the universe is just. That is a girl all day long because you're going to get returned to you in spades what you put me through. And she ain't never lied. She said she would have the last laugh. And gosh dog it, she is having the last laugh. And I can't wait to have the last laugh. I love y'all so much, family. We making this happen. Tune in Saturday, tomorrow, 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to blow up the stage for the reparations panel put on by Tara Perry from the Black Pact. I'll be down at Lamert Park at 1 o'clock. And my silly, goofy girl, my daughter should be on the Facebook Live with that because I don't know how to really set up the StreamYard and do all that from the iPad. I'm not that fancy with it. But I will be live, and y'all know it's going to be lit. And I'm going to have her stream it live on Facebook, okay? So make sure you tune in around 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for that live. If I can figure out how to get it on the YouTube, because I'm kind of private about where I'm hiding out on Facebook. They disabled me, as many of you know. I had 4,500 subscribers, and they shut it down because I'm always bringing that data and telling the TRU, can we view this rally in its entirety? I would go to Tamara Johnson Shealy's page. I think someone from her camp was actually taping it because I saw it on Facebook and just got to moving. But I saw it streaming from her live. So if you visit Tamara for Georgia or Tamara Johnson Shealy, you should be able to see the whole thing because it was lit. I had a couple of false starts trying to get the audio going because my laptop and my phone were synced to my Bluetooth speaker and I couldn't hear it. So I had to delete those first 2 attempts. But to see it in its entirety, because it was lit, visit either Be the Power. They may have had someone streaming. I don't really know. I know that I caught this live from Tamara Johnson Shealy. She's running for the U.S. Senate down there in Georgia to unseat Raphael Warnock, and she is a full-chested cash reparationist. Full-chested. So the only commodity we've got is our vote, family. As a wealthless group, we've got to weaponize the vote and socialize this suffering. These Asians and Hispanics are taking it over, and they're working against our interests to overturn everything that advances us, even if it advances them. Right now, the Supreme Court, and I'll be back live. Y'all know I got to get in live when I can fit it in around the advocacy. That's the priority for me right now, and it's all consuming. But right now, the Supreme Court has deferred to Biden in the matters of overturning affirmative action. They are literally trying to make the case that anything they do for ADOC specifically is discrimination. So when you're the Asians, our median income is $87,000 to our $41,000. They show up in court. The Hispanics too. They're showing up in court, the ones with money, to shut down anything concerning us. They are really getting in position to make us eat the cost of slavery. I'm not just talking about the white folks. I'm talking about the folks they make white. I'm talking about the Hispanics. I'm talking about the Asians. They are working in cooperation as the whiteness they have now been labeled to make sure that this country with 3 Ks capitalism with 3 Ks has a permanent anchor, and that permanent anchor is ADOX. They have all collectively agreed and have locked arms and are literally going to overturn affirmative action. The very conservative Supreme Court has that before Biden right now for consideration. Already they stopped Biden. Now, mind you, I've already shared in the archives. Trump gave white farmers $46 billion during the pandemic. Now, mind you, they constantly say they don't have money for reparations, but they've lined their pockets in excess of $6 trillion and have given us shekels. And you got some ADOX educated lanes trying to convince you that this make Biden good for black folks because we got the shekels, although we're the highest unemployed and the highest underemployed in the country, okay? And like I was sharing in one of my memes on Facebook, they're saying no to all of our demands and give us a holiday when we can't even get solid numbers of how many of us will get paid for that holiday. When you look at the percentage of ADOX in private sector, when you look at, she was live, my love. I'll figure it out, sweetie pie. Don't worry. I'm going to run the whole thing live again. This is not the whole thing. I'll find it, family, and I'll go live with it. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. The live is over, but what I'm saying is that's where I was streaming it from. But let me get back to my thought, okay? The bottom line is this. They do this Juneteenth holiday. And like Marlon Watson just echoed the sentiment at this rally, they didn't give a holiday to the Indians, nor the Japanese, nor the Jews. They got reparations, okay? We get a holiday. So you see, they're really trying to trade off this symbolism to deceive us into believing that we can leave a Juneteenth holiday in the form of wealth for our lineage. They are up to tricks no good. So let me tell you what the Asians and Hispanics have done. They have appealed to the Supreme Court and the white folks. They have appealed to the Supreme Court about the black farmers whom Biden allocated $4 billion that we must share with poor whites and immigrants. He allocated that as part of a COVID relief, unakin to Trump, who gave the white farmers $46 billion. So the white, Asian, and Hispanic farmers, or people in agriculture with money, have appealed to the Supreme Court to stop that special dispensation for black farmers that get a modicum of the $4 billion that Biden set aside. The Supreme Court ruled that it was discriminatory to allocate resources from the COVID relief to make ADOX whole in any way as ADOX farmers. It's getting hectic out here, family. Y'all have got to spread the word and get everybody involved in the strategy to weaponize the vote. Lean in on your people in Georgia to unseat Warnock with Tamara Johnson Shealy. As soon as I get a hold of the entire live, I will be back, okay? I love y'all black and strong. Until a little bit later, when I get another window to cram in another live, you guys make it a beautiful, God-inspired rest of your afternoon. Know that this Juneteenth is symbolic, and it's another way for white folks to get paid for sitting on their asses. We are the highest unemployed, the highest underemployed. We have been taken over. When they fill in a black spot, it's usually with a black immigrant. In all of the public and private sectors, we are being neutralized economically. We're already neutralized economically because guess what? Capitalism needs a bottom. It needs an anchor. In this country, and the immigrants, like Dr. Claude Anderson warned us many moons ago, they are making sure, they are locking arms for white supremacy to make sure ADOX stays on the bottom. So they'll pass off a Juneteenth knowing that we don't dominate in the public and private sectors to get paid for this holiday. They'll be the ones getting paid for this holiday, not ADOX. So I need you to lean in. I need you to make this go viral. I will get the full vid. We will stream it and chat and talk about it together. Okay, family? I love y'all. Stay up. Peace.